Alright, a quick video following up to the NRG pick we sent you last night. We always tell you in these videos that everything depends on intraday action. Okay, so you can see these are 5-minute candles. NRG gapped up above Friday's close, a big gap up and took off. Now we don't just chase that, so we have to look for an alternate entry, which is all about intraday stuff. I like the fact that it gapped up into space there on the daily chart that we showed you last night, but I didn't call long in it until 1732, right about there. And these are 5-minute candles. So after about 10 minutes, it only went to 1738 and gave you another 5 minutes to get out flat. And that's what we teach our members to do. In the interest of teaching you how stupid I am, I actually took the full stop out. I was kind of off worrying about other stuff or looking at something else to trade. I only had a dime risk. The trigger was 1732, stop 1722. Actually, not even that. Yeah, 1722. So a dime risk. I took it small, and I just said it's either going to work or it's not for me. But, like I said, 5, 10, 15 minutes later, I saw a couple members saying I'm out flat. And that's exactly what I teach people to do. If it doesn't do what you thought it was going to do, and you had 10 or 15 minutes where you're in the green or flat, why not take a flat? We can always find another entry. But I actually took the full dime stop out in that one. And it was just one of those Mondays where really not a lot of volume. There's not much to talk about because nothing really followed through. I'm sure there were some good trades out there, but I didn't do a good job finding them today. I can talk about a couple. DANG had this big volume spike here. Okay, so that landed it on my radar. And if you pan out, you can see it was up into above a lot of resistance. Okay, so this is an example of one I found on an intraday basis. I like the volume. I didn't want to chase it, so I let it trade for a while. And then when it let me take that out of there. When it put in this base right here, which took out a previous high but didn't take out the high of the day yet, I told everybody if it got over this candle, actually wanted to clear the candle by a little bit. So I called it at 726, worst case stop 719, and then boom, gets through the high of the day and ends up making it to 754. So from 726 to 754, that's an 18-cent move. That's how sad my day was. That this is the biggest highlight I can show you. Whenever I send out a free pick, I'm always kind of hopeful that I'll be able to send out a video that night or the following night to show you some of the great ideas I had. This is the best I have today. DANG, another small trade. It's not even worth showing, but a small trade in HDY from 216. It went to 222. A nickel. Now again, it's only a $2 stock, but you know what? This is embarrassing. I'm not even going to go through the rest of the day. RIM. One last thing I can show you. RIM. Had that PFPD look. If you've seen many of our videos, you know we call it a PFPD, a potential final push down. So when RIM looked like this, I made a long call, I think at 1488, which triggered right there, and it went to 1502, I think. That's the best, that's another great highlight from today. I tell you how lousy I did today. So did make some money in DANG and RIM, but I gave some back in NRG, and a couple others I took flat. I can show you one of those two real quick, although it's not really worth showing. ARO had this very tight base. I don't like calling high of day breaks, but it had a very tight base at the high of the day. And if you look at the daily, yesterday tried to break out of this base, then today gapped above that. Okay, so when I found the intraday base, which is right there, seemed like a really good chance for it to break out. Okay, so I called it at 17. Let me find the number. 1751, 1740 stop. Okay, so boom, it triggers. No follow through. 10, 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Back to my entry, I'm back out. Okay, so I took a flat in it. Didn't take the full stop, but there's just no reason to. It did give a nice reversal here after selling off and then took out the high of the day, but at the time it did that, I wasn't watching it. So I am not going to bore you. If I ever send out a free pick on a Sunday night again, I want you to reply via email and say, hey, moron. You said Mondays stink, and Mondays really do. There's almost never any economic news being put out on Monday, and that affects the market because the market just meanders. There's not a lot of volume or passion, and so going forward, I already feel like I owe another free pick this week, and I'll try to send one out this week later because just can't call something on a Monday. They're just horrible, and really not a lot of stuff even for our members on an intraday basis. Certainly nothing to brag about. So we'll have a better rest of the week, but today was just pretty boring and nothing really to brag about. By the way, the market is closed next Monday. Just a heads up in case you didn't know that. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.